Can we get into another topic that I don't feel like a lot of people talk about is how your child can actually go mute again with this, depending on the sensory challenges. So I know that I've experienced that, and I'm pretty sure you have other kids that have experienced that they're Gestalt learners. And what will happen is if they're oversensitive, there's too much happening, their routine is off, they will go like, they're not going to say nothing.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not like an up and down, like a neurotypical child that, okay, they may feel a certain way, but then they start saying their words when our kids are a little bit different.
Yeah. So as you know, children with autism or just any language disorder, they might not have the language to tell you exactly what is wrong. And so even that alone can cause some overstimulation, feelings of upset, because they know what's wrong, but they don't know how to tell you, how to get those words together to communicate to you that something is wrong and something needs to change. And so a lot of times, they might not say anything at all, and they're just crying, and you don't know what's wrong, and you have to kind of play detective, or especially when they're Gestalt language learners, they might verbalize something.
And that may not be what they feel.
Yeah, it might not be what they feel. It might not make sense to you, but to them, it has meaning that might be different than what they literally said.
So, like, for instance, with that, you had brought something up to me. I was like, Layla keeps saying, I want water, because Layla overgeneralizes words. So she'll find a favorite word and she'll use the word over and over. And she really doesn't want water.
Yeah. Yep. So that's a Gestalt script. She has learned the phrase, I want water. And she has learned maybe not necessarily the word water. I want water. That means I'm going to get a cup of water. She might have learned, okay, when I say I want water, mom gives me something. She gives me a beverage or some food. So to her, that's what the meaning of that script is. So she might use I want water, but she really knows that she wants juice, you know?
Or she wants something to eat.
Yep, or she wants a snack.
Or she could want the phone. I mean, it could be anything on that. So for parents out there that, they're new to this, right? What would you say? Give me about 5 signs that you would say that will show. I mean, we did talk about the scripting and things, but they're just brand new to this on how their child could be a possible Gestalt learner. And then I want you to also explain things that they can do at home if they don't have all of this like we do, or they're not in therapy. So at least they can get the head start while they're working on getting their child in therapy.
Yes. If a child has they are a Gestalt language processor. They are not an analytical language processor. Some sure signs are they are not necessarily using single words, spontaneously coming up with their own phrases. You'll notice that they're continuously using the same phrase or script over and over. Because that script is part of their vocabulary that has meaning to them, and they don't have the language yet to spontaneously produce their own sentences. So lots of scripting. Also, lots of echolalia, lots of imitation. So they'll hear something and then they'll continuously repeat it. Because with Gestalt language processing, it's all scripts and chunks of language that they've heard before. And then, if you're trying to ask them questions, whether it's WH questions, what is this, where are you going, or yes/no questions, they might respond in a way that doesn't quite make sense to you. Or they might not respond at all because they don't have those language skills yet to spontaneously produce the response that you are looking for. And so that is why in speech therapy, we don't necessarily ask a lot of questions, a lot of what is this, what is this, what is this, because they might not have the language skills to tell you that. So that's why we do a lot of modeling. See a cow, so that they can acquire that phrase and they can use it on their own.
So tell me some things that they can do at home.
Yes. So some things that you can do at home, I would say the most important thing is modeling. And that can be verbally, that can be on the device. They might not have a device, so verbally. And if they do have a device, still model both verbally and on the device.
I want to just point out, when it comes down to the device, there are programs out there that we will link below that they can actually apply for a device. There's one particularly where they do kind of a lottery system, give a free iPad so you can use it as a device, and then maybe you have to pay a monthly when it comes down to the actual program. But there are different things out there to help, right? Don't go without. Like, even if you have to buy a refurbished iPad, or even if you grab your phone and there's apps on your phone to help your child, because your child needs a voice. And without that voice, that's where you deal with the heavy meltdowns. That's where you deal with the frustration and all of the behaviors.
Yes. Yep. Everyone deserves a voice, and that is what can be a little frustrating if a child does have a device and it's not being used when they go to other places such as schools and other therapies, because this is essentially their voice, and you wouldn't not let them use their verbal voice. So that's why this is so important, because this is a child's voice sometimes. Device can also, I would like to say, it's very important because you had mentioned one of those myths earlier of devices. Don't give them a device because they might have a little bit of verbal language, but the second you give them this device, they're just going to stop talking. They're never going to talk again, which is not true. There's a lot of evidence to
I
back
actually
up.
noticed that when Layla got this device, she started talking a lot more. I mean, we do have our moments, like recently. I mean, like I said, I can speak from firsthand experience that Layla goes completely mute, okay? And she won't tell me what she wants. She won't tell me what she needs. None of that. But we are very active at home on bringing out the device, right? We're also very on top of everybody else. Like, I am on top of the school. I am on top of her therapies. Like, I need you to use this, because if she ever, even though she may label things, she's not talking verbally. Like, she's not telling you her needs or her wants, right? Or if she's sick. Yeah, nothing is functional. I think it's so important that we find the right speech therapist and that we learn. Like, the biggest thing that I can say as a parent that has an autistic child is the education piece and doing the research and finding out. Now, I do, want to say, like, if somebody's interested in contacting you, because, like I said, you brought a whole new light on this as far as her being the learner that she is. So you're full of a wealth of knowledge. I know that when Layla started, her just being verbal with you has gone through the roof.
Yes. Yeah. Just made a lot of progress.
A lot of progress. And even with that, we were able to buy some of the toys for Christmas so we can work on the same things at home. How can they get a hold of you?
Well, you can get a hold of me. I have a speech email. And so my speech email is Faith, Faith, Marie, Marie, .slp@gmail.com.
Definitely reach out to her. I think she would be a great added, like, if you guys are looking to have somebody to come speak, regarding this, because she has sent me so many things, from worksheets to this is the stage where Layla's at and all of that. Again, my name is Luana. I want you guys to click that subscribe button, because this is our first big, interview, but we will be having more important topics coming your way, especially as an autistic mom, as a stay-at-home mom, just having toddlers and things that can help you. Remember, research is important, education is important. And through that education, you can be your child's number one advocate. So advocate for your baby today, because if you don't, nobody else will. All right, see y'all next time. Bye.